Alright, hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. I want to talk about tower defense mode. Yes, there's a little ups and downs with it, of course. The pain points in this one mostly, let's start out with that, is the damage and HP values are lifted up quite a bit. And I will discuss this mode a little bit further in another video. But for right now, this is a video here. This matchup, oh, you'll see how it goes. I'll try to do some commentary as to what I was trying to do as best I could anyway. And you always have to like read the rest of, well, read the room basically in these certain circumstances. In particular, this one, since you're so spread out, there's a lot more ground to cover. It does play into the favor of a lot of dasher builds, more so than anything else. And so like Tempest, Demon Hunter, well, Barbarian, that goes without saying at this point, honestly. No matter what they said about nerfs, yeah, walked right into that one. Didn't even see it from what I could see on my screen there. Proc my Gladiator cheat death, unfortunately, already at that point. Not entirely sure what the rest of the team was doing at this point. I'm trying to read the mini-map as to where their location is here. Yeah, and I was already 2 down, and of course with the burst on Demon Hunter, it is just insanely high. And that's just how it is. And especially with the, what do you want to call it? I don't know where the rest of my team was at or what they were doing elsewhere. As you can see, we're down like almost all. Oh, that's why. That's exactly why. That is a lesson to be learned right there. Do not go all the way to their spawn for their towers in tower defense mode. Tower defense mode, your main priorities, I mean, is your base, but mostly the midline towers. If you do not have those, do not push any further until you can lock those down. And then I'm trying to maintain our tower, reading the mini-map, trying to guess where they're at. Because it's a lot harder to see from here on the screen looking down. And I did a quick heal here, of course. Now with my build, of course, it's support and it's a lot of fields, a lot of AoE. And then there's that annoying Black Rose bug that stays next to your name forever. I think they're running back again. So I'm like, alright, well there goes one of my party members running off. We have a disconnect already. Actually, no, it's a quitter. We had somebody leave. We had 2 people leave in our party, or in our this thing early on. That person's just standing there. They might be a disconnect or they might have already quit. Who knows? But that's the respawn section, and they were just standing there while that was going on. Oh no, they disconnected and came back, I see. Okay, yeah. So they disconnected and came back, but I think they ended up leaving anyway. Yep, there's one that left. Because look at the score right now, of course. Now, I timed that out, honestly, not intentionally, but pretty perfect in that that's one of their respawn points. So I was able to bomb them while we were recapping stuff. And now we've turned everything back around. Now we have all the towers, but we have to recoup a lot of points. Now it becomes, we're on the, well, in tower defense is everything. Obviously, it's in the name. I mean, if you can't figure that out by it being in the name, then I don't know what else to say. But for a lot of like newer players that are not familiar with this mode at all and don't understand it, this is what I'm trying to convey here, as well as showing this matchup and how it was basically, you know, return from behind. Here I'm trying to run around as best as I can anyway in maintaining defense on all our towers and deterring them every step that I can, since we have this point that we were able to flip it around. But at any point, they could have turned it back around too. There we go with that again. Unfortunately, my cheat death was back up again for Gladiator there. Had to eat a lot of it for the, well, my teammates to pay attention to what was going on there. And I finally healed up. Mini-map, of course, is key as always. Now I'm trying to keep as much distance as I can from these bursters because, again, the damage values in Tower Wars is boosted a lot. And, of course, it also shows exactly how uneven that is with, like I said, the other classes, and it shows a lot of the more ugly sides of the PvP imbalances in a much clearer picture than they can ever try to claim in Battlegrounds. Because in Battlegrounds, you get reduced damage reduction, and then also resonance reduction. You don't get that here in Tower Defense. Okay, so yeah, they had a cheat death of some kind there, so I had to wait it out. Another Demon Hunter again. Trying to keep my distance. Fortunately, they didn't have too many homing missiles. Yeah, and now we're already losing towers, however, but we had enough of a point lead. I'm literally trying to maintain, because the only time you get points is when your tower is fully solid color, not with the clock ring that goes around. You have to wait for that to set in, and that's when you start losing points. If you're behind and you may see like, oh, we have all the towers our color again. It's like, well, yes, but they're not solid. And then if the enemy was already generating points, they're going to be ahead of you regardless. So you can have the towers back, but until they're solid and until you have them for sure thing, it's not going to generate points for you as fast as it would. Now, yep, again, trying to outpace their damage. And there it is. Outpace and outdistance, which, if you can see how insane that range is, and especially if they have the homing missiles too, and traps even. Traps follow you just about as far. Okay. So yeah, so there we go. We had two people that had left for one reason or another, obviously early on. Very disappointed. They probably weren't like, well, this mode sucks. Which, hey, let's face it, we had a lot of that in this one. A lot. And then, of course, for the other team, they had one. Now, I did get a kill on them towards the end of this matchup, so they must have left at the very end of it, unfortunately. And that's where it shows them leaving. But yeah, again, this is one example of just how to like persevere and turn around as long as you're paying attention to reading the map as best you can, trying to make the most of it. Turning, you know, chicken crap into chicken salad. The old saying there, how that goes. Obviously, you know, the uncensored version, but I'm trying to be clean for YouTube. Yada yada. But yeah, there you go. It was a bit rougher than probably it should have been, but still, we had two leavers, so ultimately it ended up being, the other one didn't leave until the end, but you could still say, okay, it was still, you know, 6v8, or you can say it was 6v7 if you want to. They didn't, again, leave until towards the end of it anyway, so they probably just had enough. But yeah, it was definitely rough. Just want to kind of describe the experience and what to look out for when it comes to these matches, at least from my perspective, and give an idea of that goes. Again, the HP and damage values being boosted makes it very, very rough, and there is no reso balance as far as tower defense goes, I don't think. There might be a slight one. If they made one at all, I can't remember. I know they made an adjustment to where I think once you get to a certain tier, you don't drop below it. They took a long time to do that to catch up with tower defense. They didn't do that right away. They did that with Battlegrounds a while ago, but they didn't do it with tower defense. But we do get compensated for uneven matches too, and AFKers. So that wasn't in tower defense for a long time either, but they finally put that into. Had that happen on more than one occasion, grinding this out. Let's just say that. It happened a lot. There was a lot of matches made uneven. I was going to talk about this more in another video and show images of that example. But anyway, until next time, stay safe out there in the real world. And far as always, everybody, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. That's all we can do. Until next time, see you.